Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to share with you just how this whole YouTube thing works and what got me to even decide to do YouTube videos. So stick around till the end. I will share with you exactly how much money I make on YouTube, and trust me, you will be surprised. Roll the intro. Alright guys, so just to share with you a little bit about my journey on how I ever even come to doing YouTube. I'm going to tell you, I have been a YouTube consumer for a long time. I love YouTube because I love DIY. And there's so much good DIY stuff on YouTube. Not all of it's good, but usually you guys can kind of weed through that. But kind of want to share with you, and I've got to kind of rewind just a little bit back to what even gave me the ability to do some of this stuff. So if you guys watched my first video, I'll go into a little bit more in depth on how I got to become doing a little bit more DIY than I was previously. I'll put a card up for that video here. But just kind of take you back, in November of 2016, my father passed away. Now my dad was always a big DIY guy. He was a firefighter, but he also had a shop in the backyard where he did small engine repair. He could also work on cars. He had a lot of tools. Well, when he passed away, I inherited all of his tools and other things. Also, it gave me some financial resources that I didn't previously have. Guys, back in high school, I've always been a Fox body nut. I've always been an automotive enthusiast nut. And I never had a shop though. Since we lived here in Missouri, the house that I bought didn't even have a garage. So anything I did was out on the gravel driveway. And if you guys have ever done that, it sucks. So with these new financial resources, I was able to buy back again a car similar to what I had in high school. And I actually bought a Cobra clone. Well, that car was really the start of all of it. I planned on getting that car and just enjoying it. I bought it for, I think, $7,200. I bought it off eBay, sight unseen, and drove it back from Bradenton, Florida, back here to Southwest Missouri. On that trip back home, that quarter panel, I realized, had some major issues. Had a ton of Bondo in it, probably over a ½ inch in some areas. It cracked. So, at that same time, I was also starting to build this garage, which then it was meant to just be a car garage for us that also had enough room up here in the front if I wanted to work on something. Well, it turned into much more, as you guys can see. I'd never painted a car in my life, but you know what? I didn't have the money to pay somebody to fix that car, and here I am already $70-something hundred into a car. I didn't really have the financial resources to pay somebody to fix it. So I'm like, my God, I'm going to figure out how to do it myself. And guess where I turned to? YouTube. I finished that car and I was ready to enjoy that car. Well, 3 weeks after I finished it, here's what happened. As you guys can see, the car was destroyed. My daughters and myself were in that car. We were on the way home from church that Sunday on December the 2nd in 2018. We were on the way home and somebody pulled out in front of us and we T-boned them. And we were lucky to be alive. Fast forward, we all got better. We all got healed. I needed another car. I need to do another car. And I got the insurance money from that car and purchased the car that's now the 417 Fox. And I got better, did that car, and during that car, as I was again researching on YouTube how to better paint, how to do things better, and I'm always wanting to improve, I decided, you know what, I really would like to do a YouTube channel, but guys, I procrastinated. I got life, I got kids, like we got sports, we got everything going on, and just didn't really ever dedicate the time. Plus, I didn't really know how to do YouTube. I didn't know how to edit videos. I didn't know how to do anything. I just knew how to use YouTube, and I was good at doing that. So during that time, I decided, you know, hey, I've got a skill that I've acquired. And a good buddy of mine that you guys have seen on several videos, Matt, who actually purchased the shell of the car that was wrecked, me and him developed a really good relationship after that. And he gave me the opportunity to paint his Gen 1 Lightning and restore it. And gosh, man, I'll tell you guys, I wished I was doing YouTube then, because that was one heck of an undertaking, and that truck turned out phenomenal. I'll put several pictures up here as I continue to talk. That truck turned out phenomenal. I remember Caleb picking up on that truck, putting some pictures out there of that car, of that truck in my car on Instagram, and I was really thinking, man, I really should be doing this YouTube thing. I think I've got something I could bring to the table to help folks out just like me, who want to do it themselves but are nervous or just want to get over that hump of deciding just to go do it. So then I purchased what now is known as the two-tone Cobra clone. Purchased it here locally, and I purchased that car just to flip it. So I bought that car, and another guy that I had developed an acquaintance with at the time, which was Nick, and I kind of sent him a text of that car, because him and I had been chatting back and forth, and he said, I'll buy it. And so then that started that, and then come Ford Takeover. So I went to Ford Takeover. I was in the middle of building the two-tone Cobra clone, and I was really at that time debating on whether I wanted to invest the time to do a YouTube channel or not. So at Ford Takeover, I'm going to take you guys to this snippet of Brutal kind of doing a little bit of an interview with me. He was really impressed with my car. That meant a lot to me. And here's that.
I want to talk about this one real quick. Like, his second paint job ever. And, you know, he said he was inspired by the channel, thought he could do it himself, and he did. So this is actually his second Cobra clone that he's done. He did one before, and pretty much immediately after he got done with it, got T-boned. But this car right here turned out awesome. Awesome. You know, I gotta get the car on camera.
Man.
You want to tell us anything about it, or that's up to you?
You know, I'll tell you, this car, if it wasn't for you, I probably would have never painted myself. I did this car myself. I had a lot of pride in it.
So what you didn't see on that video was off screen. Brutal and we talked quite a bit, and he really gave me some great advice about being on YouTube, about being consistent, about just being yourself. You know, it's not something that you're trying to put on or being somebody that you're not. So June 9th last year was when Ford Takeover was. Now this year it is May, the 6th and the 7th, I think. Of course, I'm going to be there. And hopefully I'll be able to set up a booth this year and meet a lot of you guys there. I plan on bringing both cars, and also Nick is bringing the two-tone Cobra clone there, so hopefully we'll have all the cars there together. So can't wait to see a lot of you guys at Ford Takeover. And like in 2 days after I got back, I went and I bought a GoPro that I'm still using, and I bought a laptop. And on the 18th of June, I uploaded my first 417 Fox video. And guys, I knew it wasn't going to take off. I knew it would be slow, and it wasn't all about, hey, I hope I get monetized and I hope I get to make some money on YouTube. I really had the intention on starting YouTube to help folks just like me. Now, if the monetization happened, if I get to make some money on YouTube, great, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I think if you go into YouTube thinking you're going to make a bunch of money, you're going to get sorely disappointed. And then unfortunate circumstances gave me the direction that I have now with having this YouTube channel, which, to be honest with you guys, the YouTube, I love it. I love being able to be part of this community. This community that's a YouTube community, and the Fox Body community, and just the car community in general, I love being a part of. And you know what's really cool is the next time I get to go to a car show this year, I might just see somebody wearing a Foxit shirt or a hat, or go look at their car that has my trim bezel put in it, and get to really be part of that. That is really cool. that is something that is amazing to me, that something that I came up with, that I made, is something that somebody else is getting to enjoy. So let's head into the house and I'll kind of show you how all this works. So back in the house here, and I've got my YouTube page pulled up. This is just pretty much what you see when you go to my YouTube page. Now you can kind of see over here on the left hand side, that's the folks I watch the most. It's no surprise I watch Brutal the most. Of course, I'm a huge Ryan Upchurch fan, Gearhead, Foxcast, of course, Beat Addict 731, Blue Oval Media. Shout out to Blue Oval Media, love him. Of course, G-Funk Express, and you kind of see this is where I watch. That's what I watch, just like when you guys are watching. Most of my stuff is car stuff. Be monetized on YouTube. YouTube has a couple of requirements. YouTube does require you to be at 4,000 hours of watched videos and also 1,000 subscribers. Not actually, I had reached my subscriber count before I reached the 4,000 watched hours. So I'm going to take you into where we would look at my channel, and we go down here to YouTube Studio, and we'll bring up some of the analytics from my channel. And if any of you guys think that folks make a ton of money off of YouTube, you might be sorely disappointed, because if you think about it, the money that I will get from YouTube, it's all going to be taxed. I have to pay self-employment tax, all the Social Security on that, because it will be a 1099. Now, my first check from YouTube, look at it, guys, here it is, was $201.86. And that was greatly due to this video right here, which was what was the difference on your 87 to 93 Fox Body Mustang. That has done $101.59, because this is my best performing video to date, and it has had at this time 21,700 views, which of course, if you look at my analytics, which is 20,000 more than normal. So what YouTube did is their algorithm picked up on that video, and it showed it a lot more to potential viewers. It's also gained 502 subscribers, and the total estimated revenue off of that video has been $226. Now, this is kind of the exception to most of my videos. Most of the videos don't perform that way. So we'll go back over here, and I'll kind of show you a breakdown of all of the videos and how each one of them perform. Now, this is the only check that, if we go back here, I did want to mention that this is the only amount I've been paid by YouTube so far, which was the $201, and then and that was for December, and then in January is $140.67. I haven't been paid that yet, and then this is estimated so far for February. So overall, right now, you're probably looking at the rate that my channel is at right now, somewhere between $150 and $200 a month in ad revenue off of the channel. I have $26.73 at the time of this video being made. We're going to go over here to analytics. Now, how YouTube works, guys, is that, and this is something I didn't always know before, so if there's a channel that is monetized, how that channel makes money is based on ad revenue. And how ad revenue works, YouTube gives you a percentage of the ad revenue that they make, which is actually through Google AdSense. So what they do is, so if somebody watches an ad on your channel, then that advertiser has an agreement to pay Google AdSense for that amount, and then you get a portion of that, only if the ad is watched. If the ad is skipped, there is no money made by YouTube or by the content creator. And this screen here is actually a breakdown of each video's revenue performance. So here's how this breaks down. So here is the breakdown per video from greatest to least in earnings. And this is last 28 days. We'll go ahead and change that to the last 365 days. And as of right now, even though I have not seen most of that, YouTube is saying my estimated total revenue is at about $500. Your CPM is basically, that's what YouTube is saying, the percentage of people that watch the ads versus per thousand people. And if you look here, this $11.35, that's anybody that has a subscription to YouTube Premium, that they don't get to see ads, but YouTube shares that revenue on their monthly subscription amount in the form of ad dollars to the content creators. So just some of that. I thought you guys might thought this would be interesting. Total transparency here on the channel. And I always thought this was real interesting. Now, of course, as you guys can see, most of the videos I've made, and most of these were done before the channel was monetized. You know, they're made 30, 40, 50 cents a piece. You know, then you start getting into the teens once the channel has been monetized. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and step back out to the shop. We'll wrap this video up. And again, hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's something else that you want to see on this, or you guys have questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer them as quick as I can.
What'd you guys think? Interesting? Hopefully you guys thought it was. Hey, put a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of the video. Also guys, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting on? So until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one.